We're back again with our Tuesday new books. We've got some fiction, nonfiction, biographies, and some CDs today we're going to tell you about. First is fiction. First one, Anthony Horowitz, A Line to Kill. When ex-detective Inspector Daniel Hawthorne and his sidekick, author Anthony Horowitz, are invited to a far from exclusive literary festival on the tiny island of Alderney, they soon discover that all is not as it should be. Anthony Horowitz. And next one is Pulitzer Prize winning Elizabeth Strout, O. William. It explores the mysteries of a marriage and the secrets we keep as a formal couple, reckons with where they come from and what they've left behind. O. William. Next one is the new one from Terry Brooks, Child of Light. 19-year-old Oris Afton Craig has led an unusual life. Since the age of 15, she has been trapped in a sinister prison. Why? She does not know. Child of Light. And here is the new John Grisham, The Judges List, that takes off from where The Whistler, or 2 years later after The Whistler, Lacey Stoltz investigated a corrupt judge who was taking millions in bribes from a crime syndicate. She put the criminals away, but only after being attacked and nearly killed. 3 years later, and approaching 40, she is tired of her work at the Florida Board on Judicial Conduct and ready for a change. John Grisham. Next one is Debbie Macomber, Dear Santa. It's a new Christmas novel. A special holiday wish list brings about hope, love, and second chances in this nostalgic novel from the Queen of Christmas Stories, best-selling author Debbie Macomber. Next is the new Jeffrey Archer, Over My Dead Body. In London, the Metropolitan Police set up a new unsolved murder unit, a cold case squad to catch the criminals nobody else can. A roller coaster thriller from a master storyteller. Best in Snow, David Rosenfeld, an Andy Carpenter mystery. Christmas has come early to the town of Paterson, New Jersey in the form of a storm that dumps 2 feet of snow on the ground. Lawyer Andy Carpenter likes snow, White Christmas, and all that, but it can cause problems for the walks he takes his dogs on every day. Best in Snow. Another mystery, Donna Andrews, The 12 Jays of Christmas. Lots of Christmas books. The cast of Donna Andrews' New York Times best-selling Meg Langslow mystery series is back for an unforgettable holiday story in The 12 Jays of Christmas. The next one is The Apollo Murders by Chris Hadfield. Chris Hadfield is an astronaut from Canada, and this is a thriller from in space. 1973, a final top-secret mission to the moon. 3 astronauts in a tiny spaceship, 250,000 miles from home, 250,000 miles from help. Chris Hadfield, The Apollo Murders. This one is Laser Writer, a novel by Tamara Shopson. Tamara Shopson comes a debut novel about a New York City printer repair technician who grows up alongside the Apple computer, featuring original designs by the author. So it goes back a little ways. Next one, Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune. Death is only their beginning. Welcome to Charon's Crossing. The tea is hot, the scones are fresh, and the dead are just passing through. When a reaper comes to collect Wallace from his own funeral, Wallace begins to suspect that he might be dead. Under the Whispering Door. Next one, Just Thieves by Gregory Galloway. Rick and Frank are recovering addicts and accomplished house thieves who steal to order as assigned by their boss. Nothing is left to chance. In fact, chance is their biggest fear. Just Thieves. Last fiction one, The Heron's Cry, a Detective Matthew Venn novel by Anne Cleves. North Devon is enjoying a rare hot summer, and Detective Matthew Venn is called out to investigate a murder at the rural home of a group of artists. What he discovers is an elaborately staged scene. Dr. Nigel Yeo has been fatally stabbed with a shard of one of his own glass-blower daughter's vases. Thanks.
All right, and then in the nonfiction, first off we have Inked, Cartoons, Confessions, Rejected Ideas, and Secret Sketches from the New Yorker's Joe Dater. Joe's wonderful book illuminates the idea path to an actual cartoon. It's hilarious too. And we have Why We Fought. That's by Jerry Barrowin. Inspiring stories of resisting Hitler and defending freedom. Then there's this one, Mother of Invention, How Good Ideas Get Ignored in an Economy Built for Men. One thing about it, it says both bracing and highly entertaining. Marcel's contention is that while women had been coming up with ingenious inventions since the beginning of time, they are routinely sidelined in a world geared to men. We've got this book by a very popular author, Rick Bragg. It's called The Speckled Beauty, A Dog and His People. This is all about Rick's love and sometimes contentious relationship with a stray dog, so probably very humorous.
We have that in large print as well. It's coming out.
Then we have Barbed Wire University by Dave Hannigan, the untold story of the interned Jewish intellectuals who turned an island prison into the most remarkable school in the world. This one is The Book of Hope. That's by Jane Goodall and Douglas Abrams, a survival guide for trying times. There's Soul of the Hurricane, The Perfect Storm and an Accidental Sailor by Nelson Simon. And there's The Mirror and the Palette by Jennifer Higgy. Rebellion, Revolution, and Resilience, 500 Years of Women's Self-Portraits. So if you're into art, check this out. We've got A History of Love and Hate in 21 Statues by Peter Hughes. An innovative and compelling examination of the fundamental DNA of humanity, our talent for creation and destruction. Then there's On Animals, Susan Orlean. She's got lots of different reflections, all connected to animals. On Pet Tigers, she says, you know how it is. You start with one tiger, then you get another and another, then a few are born and a few die, and you start to lose track of the details like how many tigers you have. So I think that sounds pretty humorous. And then finally in the nonfiction section, we have Leave the Gun, Take the Cannoli, the epic story of the making of The Godfather. That's by Mark Seal. It's supposed to be a very good look at the whole process for making that film. So
awesome. And now we have some CDs, books on CD. This is the new one with Hillary Rodham Clinton and Louise Penny, State of Terror. Slow Fire Burning, Paula Hawkins. She's author of The Girl on the Train. When a young man is found gruesomely murdered on a London houseboat, it triggers questions about 3 women who knew him. A Slow Fire Burning. Vortex is the new Catherine Coulter. Best-selling Catherine Coulter returns with a brilliant new novel in her FBI thriller series in which agents Sherlock and Savage find themselves dealing with very powerful figures from the past who could wreak havoc in the present. Next one is the latest book in the Dune series by Brian Herbert, Dune, the Lady of Caledon. James Patterson's new Two Sisters Detective Agency. It's about 2 sisters who didn't know about each other but end up inheriting a detective agency, James Patterson. Next is the new Stuart Woods Stone Barrington novel, Foul Play. The new Nicholas Sparks, The Wish. Everything changed in 1996 for Maggie Dawes, sent away at 16 to live with an aunt she barely knew in a remote village on North Carolina's Outer Banks. She could think of only the friends and family she left behind until she met Bryce Trickett, one of the few teenagers on the island. The witch. And the last one is the new Jonathan Franzen, Crossroads. Franzen returns with a sweeping and masterly examination of the shifting cultures of early 1970s America. Throughout, he exhibits his remarkable ability to build suspense through fraught interpersonal dynamics. It's irresistible. Jonathan Franzen.
We've also got a few biographies and memoirs. The first is Forever Young by Haley Mills. Takes a really close look at her sort of rise to child stardom with Walt Disney and those the films in the, I would say, 50s, 60s?
Yeah, 60s.
And then we have Dave Grohl, The Storyteller, Tales of Life and Music. I've heard really good things about this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're into music, check that out. Then we have The Boys by Ron Howard and his brother Clint Howard. It's a memoir of Hollywood and family. They reflect on their time as child actors, but I think also on their parents and their careers in acting. Then we have You've Got Anything Stronger, Gabrielle Union. These are just stories from her.
Yeah, from her life, yeah.
Then there's Unprotected, a memoir by Billy Porter. And finally, Jamie Foxx has written a book called Act Like You Got Some Sense and Other Things My Daughters Taught Me. And he reflects on his upbringing, his grandmother who raised him, and what he's learned as a parent.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week. Remember to go ahead and check out our website and put any of these you fancy on hold, or come by the library and check out our new books. Thanks.
Bye.